Vinyl Tag 2019. Hey everyone, I know I'm one of the last people to do my Vinyl Tag 2019 videos, and by now I am sure you're probably sick to death of watching these, but I'm gonna knock mine out, and we're losing daylight, so I'm gonna try to be fairly quick with it. I don't want this video to be more than like 25 minutes, so I think I'm gonna aim for like 15 to 20 minutes. So let's just get started. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. I'm a music nerd, music geek, whatever you want to call it. I'm guessing if you're here too, you are also a music geek, so join the party and welcome. Okay, the first question is, what is your best find of 2018? Okay, so I just started collecting vinyl last year, and I was looking for this even before I started collecting vinyl, and it's Buckingham Nicks. I actually have 2 copies of this now because David, Naz Nomad up in Canada, sent me a Canadian copy. When I bought this copy at a record show in March of last year, this copy is VG at best. It doesn't play, there's like a lot of popcorn crackles on it. But I was so thrilled to find this, you guys. This album means so much to me. The Canadian copy I have, it sounds awesome. If you guys haven't heard this album, Stevie Nicks and Lindsey Buckingham, before they joined Fleetwood Mac, so I think it's from like 1973 or so. If you watch the Sound City movie, the one with Dave Grohl, he actually bought the Sound City studio. They feature a segment on this album. I think it was like the first album recorded at Sound City. It's been a few years since I've seen it, but wow, I love this album. So that's my best find of 2018. Hey you guys, I apologize I'm doing add-ons like after the fact of filming this, but I just forgot a few things. How could I forget to add the Beach Boys' Pet Sounds as one of my just phenomenal finds of 2018. I got this from a lady. She was advertising locally that she had a bunch of records, and she sold this to me for $20. It's an original press. Yes, it is duophonic, and I've gotten some negative comments about that, especially when I posted it on Instagram a while back and actually took that post down. I guess some elitist people don't like this pressing. It sounds absolutely awesome. There's not a scratch on it. There's not any marks on it. It's just superb, and this is one of my favorite albums of all time, so I just had to include this as one of my favorite finds of 2018. Number 2, give a shout out to other VC channels who deserve more viewers. You guys, I watch a lot of VC channels, and there's probably about 10 channels that I watch every single video. Those people know who they are. I just found out about this VC member probably 1 or 2 days ago. She actually did an entry today to my 1,000 subscribers contest, and that is Miss Lady Soul. Wow, you guys, she's awesome. She's up in Montreal, Canada, I believe. Check her out. She's really knowledgeable. I think you'll enjoy her entry too if you watch it, so check her out for sure. Callum Rhodes. He just did his intro to the VC a week or 2 ago. He really likes the Smiths, some alternative 80s. Check him out. You guys know I can't do many more shout outs because the video would be an hour long, but there are so many good channels in the VC, you guys, and I watch a lot of you. Just phenomenal community here. Okay, number 3, what holes are you looking to fill in your collection? Well, I would like to get more Janis Joplin on vinyl because I just have Pearl so far on vinyl. I do have a CD box set here. You guys have seen this before, box of pearls, but she's one of my favorites, so getting more on vinyl would be cool. I would like to get some Ramones. I would like to get some from the Jam, which I don't have on vinyl yet. Who else was I thinking? Husker Du. Just a lot more 70s and 80s, like punk or post-punk. And of course, I would like to expand upon my Jangle Pop and Power Pop records for sure. Okay, a cheap album that's really good. Now I can finally show some vinyl. Linda Ronstadt's Simple Dreams. You can find this for a couple bucks, I'm sure. I love this album. I don't need to say much about it, but this is the one that has It's So Easy, Carmelita, Blue Bayou, Poor Poor Pitiful Me, Tumblin' Dice. Just one of my favorite female artists of all time. And you can find a lot of her albums for just a couple bucks if you look. So Linda Ronstadt, Simple Dreams. What is your favorite side project album? Okay, well, you probably know by now that I'm a big fan of XTC, and they formed the Dukes of Stratosphere in the 80s, in the mid 80s. Yeah, and this is called Sonic Sunspot. This is just phenomenal. They went more in a 60s psych direction, and this is just like a really fun record if you guys haven't heard this. And this is also one of my favorite finds of 2018 that I found at the Des Moines Record Show. And this is kind of hard to find. So Dukes of Stratosphere, side project of XTC, amazing stuff. Okay, number 6, a song from an artist or band that is uncharacteristic in their catalog. I would say, and I don't own this on vinyl or any format, but I was thinking of this, and it's like the song Love Hurts from Nazareth, because usually when I hear their material and their songs, they're usually rocking out. And I do have Razamanaz, which that album rocks. So Love Hurts was kind of one that popped in my head as an uncharacteristic song in their catalog. The last album we purchased. I didn't want to show this because I haven't done my January finds video yet, but I'm just going to show it for this. It's Curve's Doppelganger. And I mentioned this in my shoegaze video a couple weeks ago, and I actually found this for cheap on eBay. But yeah, they were a shoegaze band from the 90s. Tony Halliday's voice is just incredible on this. That's all I'm going to say. I will show it in my next finds video too, though. A great album with a bad cover. Okay, so I'm going to show a CD and a vinyl record here. I just hate this cover, you guys, but this album blows me away. One of my other favorite finds, The Dream Syndicate, Days of Wine and Roses. Look how plain, and there's actually some water damage here. So this is like a Paisley Underground band. This was released in 1982. One of my favorite releases from the Paisley Underground scene, but that cover is just so plain, so boring to look at. So that's the first one I wanted to show. And then Peter Holsapple's Out of My Way, which I just have on CD. I don't think there's a vinyl issue of this, but this is from 97, I believe. I'm not seeing a date on the back, but it's from the mid 90s. And Peter Holsapple was in the DBs, which are one of my favorite 80s jangle pop bands. And this is his solo album, and it's really, really good, except the cover is just awful and simple, in my opinion. So another question I didn't quite fully answer, I just skipped over it. I guess I was kind of scatterbrained, you guys. But this is the album I chose for a good cover, but a bad album. And I adore the Small Faces, but this one, Playmates, this was I would say a pretty bad album from them. It's kind of like an album where they regrouped, although Ronnie Lane is not on this album. I believe he quit when recording started. So it's kind of like the best they could do at the time. And this was from 1977. I just love the cover though. I love the cartoon quality, and it kind of reminds me of the figurines you see at antique stores, like from, I don't know, the 1900s to the 1920s. So, and I like the back of it as well. Just look at that. That's really cool. But yeah, as a whole, this is not the place to start with the Small Faces. It's not good, you guys. I do like the cover, Looking for a Love, but I don't know. Some of these songs you listen to, it's like, eesh. I'll pass. So this is a blind buy, actually. I just picked it up because I like the Small Faces, and I was pretty disappointed. So that answers that question. Okay, a blues album. I don't have very much blues in my collection, but probably the favorite one I have on vinyl is Johnny Winter's The Progressive Blues Experiment, which I actually received this from Jeff Kempen, so thank you again. This is actually my favorite Johnny Winter album, and I have like probably around 7 Johnny Winter LPs, This is, I think, considered his first album from like 68 or 69. Just mind-blowing stuff, you guys. So there's that. And then I'm also a Buddy Guy fan, so I do have CDs here of him. And then this one's a best of. So I'm a big Buddy Guy fan, I just don't have any on vinyl. Okay. An earworm song. All right, so I decided to choose Eddie Money, and I Want to Go Back, which is probably my favorite song from him. And I'm taking the stance of earworm in this case as being a good thing. Like, you love the song, once you hear it, it's in your head all day, but you don't necessarily consider that a bad thing because you love the song. So I Want to Go Back from Eddie Money, a classic. A historically important artist, sure. I chose, so Chris and I have 2 Ray Charles albums, also known as Brother Ray, one of the founding fathers of soul music. So we have Modern Sounds in Country and Western Music, and then we have Through the Eyes of Love. So I chose Ray Charles. I really haven't watched many Vinyl Tag videos because I didn't want it to kind of influence what I chose for these questions. I've probably only seen 3 or 4 videos, to be completely honest. Let's see, what are we on now? We're on an album you own because of your parents. I'm gonna kind of focus on what my mom introduced me to because she's the one that's most in my life. And that's Fleetwood Mac's Rumors. I'm pretty sure everyone probably has this album, but this is a favorite of hers and we heard it a lot growing up. And then, of course, Heart's Dreamboat Annie, probably her #1 favorite band, but she had a CD of this and kept it in the car for years. We heard this in her Toyota Previa van, you know, going back and forth to sports events or whatnot. So this album means a lot to me. I got this for $4 last year. Great to have it amongst my other records. Best dollar bin find. No kidding, this was $1. I found this at a pawn shop actually. So it's the Dream Academy. It's just their self-titled album, but it has the song Life in a Northern Town. I'm sure you guys know that. And The Edge of Forever is also an incredible song. So this is from 1985. $1. Favorite double album. This is no surprise. I'm a huge Who fan. I know Jeff Kempin showed Quadrophenia, so I'm going to show Tommy. I like them both so much. So this album, it's one of like the albums I listened to in high school nonstop. So this album just means a lot to me. Of course, my #1 favorite band of all time. Tommy from The Who. An album you learned about from the VC in the last year. Let's see. I learned about this band from 2 VC members. I learned about it from Vinyl Richie and also Lisa at L.E. They both showed, I think the same album, but I decided to go with this one. It's the Mystic Braves. This album is called Days of Yesteryear. I also showed this on my Instagram, I think a month or 2 ago. Wow, this is a band that's really influenced by the 60s, really influenced by the Byrds. They have that jangly guitar sound, very like chiming guitars, jangle pop. It's amazing. This is very well recorded. I would like to get more from this band in the future. Absolutely recommend this. Mystic Braves. A 10-inch record. Well, I have to show 2 of them because they're like part of a set. It's Pete Townshend's Quadrophenia demos, 1 and 2. So this is 1 and this is 2. Just amazing. I won these in an eBay auction. And you know, they're kind of bare bones for the Quadrophenia songs, but you just see how talented Pete is in constructing these songs. I think he might play like all instruments on them too. If you can find these, I definitely suggest you pick them up. So, but of course, I'm a huge Pete fan anyway, so of course I had to have that. A 7-inch record, okay. I don't buy 7-inch records. I really don't. So I got a couple here from VC members last year. The first one I really like is a picture disc, Morrissey's Satellite of Love. I got this from Pac-Man 1966 last year. I just think that's so cool. So it has Satellite of Love, and you're gonna need someone on your side, and you don't say you love me. Yeah. And then, of course, I have to, being the big Smashing Pumpkins fan that I am, I have to show this Tristessa 7-inch that Rob up in Canada, Vinyl 79, graciously sent to me. La Dolly Vita is the B-side. Love Smashing Pumpkins, love the Gish era. Very, very happy to have that. Thank you again. Favorite album to fall asleep to? Like many people who've already answered this question and done their vinyl tag videos, I don't fall asleep to music. I will say I used to wind down to music with headphones in bed, but I never fell asleep while I was doing that. So I would say if I were to fall asleep to an album, it'd probably be this. And this is kind of like an independent artist. This is Timothy O'Brien. The album is called Mantra. I think this was released in 2016, but it's like all acoustic. There's even one track that sounds kind of like world music. It is very moving, very relaxing. If you like acoustic stuff, check out Timothy O'Brien. And I will also mention, I used to, like in my college years, that's when I listened to my iPod a lot and had my headphones in bed while I was winding down, getting ready to go to sleep. I would listen to Whiskey Town's Faithless Street a lot. And not this one. I have the other, like I can't find the CD, but it's the expanded version, which has more of a white cover. But this is Ryan Adams' first band. They're all country. I love the songs Mining Town and Black Arrow Bleeding Heart. This is so good. And then Red House Painters is another band I would wind down to from the 90s. Mark Kozlik's first band. This is Ocean Beach. This is a gorgeous album. I would like to get the reissue of this, but it's kind of pricey. Let's see, last question, right? Yeah, I'm on the last question, number 20. Your favorite VC experience and or advice for people contemplating making videos. The reason I joined the VC was for the interaction component, right? I noticed some people join the VC and people will comment on their videos, but then they won't respond back, which that doesn't really make sense to me, because the reason I joined the VC was to interact with you guys, to form friendships with like-minded people. And yeah, I just really wanted that interaction about music because I don't really get that in my personal life. So if you join the VC or if you make videos and you're not actively watching other people's videos or commenting back to comments that you receive, you're kind of just missing the whole point of being here, in my opinion. I love just the interaction with you guys. That means a lot to me. That's important. If you're just looking for subs, I would say comment on as many videos as you can. That's not why I'm here. I wasn't looking for a ton of subs. I was just hoping to find a few friends who would regularly comment on my videos and kind of form that bond with me. And of course, I got way more, and it's awesome, you guys. This experience is awesome. I'm one of the most shy people ever. Like I don't hardly go out at all. So just to give you a little encouragement, just do an intro video or do the vinyl tag video to get yourself out there. And also watch other videos and just kind of get your name out there by leaving comments if you want the friendship aspect of it. So that's kind of my advice. Just jump in, because if you think too much about it, you'll never make a video. So my suggestion is to just dive in, make a video and see what happens. You may like it. You will form new friendships and bonds. And this is one of the most exciting and fun things that's happened to me actually in a couple years, besides meeting Chris and other, life experiences I've had. So I love this community, and I would suggest if you are a huge music fan like I am, just join the community and do an intro to the VC video or do a vinyl tag 2019 for your first video. Thank you guys for watching. I don't want to take up any more of your time. Sorry, my cold is still kind of lingering in my voice. Like, I feel great, but it's just kind of there, so I apologize if I still sound nasally. I'm sure I do. So yeah, I wanted to get this done because I had not been able to film it. Please like and subscribe if you liked my video. Leave me comments. I love comments. I respond to every single comment I get, usually within 48 hours. Like, I try to be pretty good about that. So thank you for watching. I hope you liked my vinyl tag video, and I will catch you next time. Peace, everyone.